Hello, my name is Taylor Glass, and I am going to take you on a journey of a 14-day water fast that I'm in the process of doing. So right now I'm on day two. I am at around hour 41, 42, and this is not my first 14-day water fast. It's not my second 14-day water fast. This is actually my third 14-day water fast that I have done in over just over 2.5 years. I really like fasting. It's a big part of my life, but this one is the first one that I'll have documented because I've never actually documented any of my fasts before. So I'm just going to bring you along for the journey and keep you updated with how I'm feeling throughout the fast. As of right now, I feel pretty good. I eat a carnivore diet, so I'm pretty much used to being in a state of ketosis, and I'm not really that hungry right now. I had a little bit of muscle twitches last night, but other than that it wasn't really too severe. I just took some magnesium and some sodium and it kind of went away, and then I had a good night's sleep. It's currently about 5 a.m. right now, so it's early enough for me, and I'm just going to go about my day as normal. Nothing really changes. I'm still going to go to the gym today, but whenever I go to the gym on a fast, I'll just train for like a very short period of time. I won't push myself to the extreme because I'm not trying to build muscle. I'm basically just trying to retain muscle, and I'm basically just trying to keep my routine going, So that's pretty much it. And a quick disclaimer, this is not medical advice. This is my own documented journey, so don't take this as an inclination that you should fast. Do your own research into fasting. I believe in the power of fasting, but I'm not responsible for any fasting that you undertake. So, like I said, it's a 14-day water fast. I'm not going to have any calories. I'm not going to eat any food during this fast, but I may drink the occasional cup of black coffee, depending on how I feel. And I may drink the occasional cup of chamomile tea as well, depending on how I feel. But other than that the core premise is no calories, and it's also just for my mindset as well, because I've also deleted all social media off my phone. And this is basically going to be a physical and psychological detox. And yeah, I will bring you along for the journey. So that's the introduction to this fast, and I will update you later on this afternoon. My starting weight at this fast was 76.3 kilograms. I don't know what that is in pounds. And my height is 178 centimeters, and I'm 25 years of age. So that's a little bit of baseline about me. I do a lot of training in the gym, so I'm relatively healthy, but you will see the before and after pictures of the fast so you can see what I actually done to my body. So welcome to the fast. I am now about 50 hours into the fast, so just over 2 days. Feeling good, feeling fine, feeling strong. I'm just going for a wee walk right now because I was starting to get cabin fever in my house, and I'm just going to meet a friend for coffee. But, well, I say coffee, I'm actually just going to get a chamomile tea and they're going to have coffee. But otherwise I feel good. My body's feeling fine. I felt a little bit fatigued and tired like 3 or 4 hours ago, but I honestly just got back off the sofa and then just went to work again and everything was fine. So overall, 50 hours in, feeling good. It's day 3 now. I am about 70 hours into the fast. I just finished the workout there. It was very light workout. I didn't push myself too heavy, and I just done like 50% of the weight that I normally do. So feeling good, feeling strong. I felt a little bit tired and fatigued this morning when I woke up, and I didn't really have much mental bandwidth this morning, so I couldn't do any deep work. So I went to the gym instead. I'm going to go home now and get a shower, and then I think I'll be able to do a little bit more deep work then, because my mind is much stronger now than what it was at the start when I woke up. As you would have saw from the previous clip, I weighed in at 74.7 kilograms, which you immediately can see I'm approximately 1.5 kilograms down in weight just inside the first 72 hours or so. It is now the 4th morning of the fast, so I'm not quite at the 96 hour mark, so I'm nearly there, but I'm very fatigued and very tired right now. I just feel like I need to sleep, but I slept for like 8 hours last night, so I slept longer than I usually sleep. One thing about the fasting, the prolonged fasting, is that you just seem to need more sleep every night. So I'm going to turn my alarm off tomorrow morning and just let myself sleep as long as I need to sleep. But that's definitely one thing that I've noticed, is that my sleep is way longer and my breath absolutely stinks. And the reason for that is because the bacteria in your breath are pretty much dying off, and your whole microbiome in your mouth is changing. Your saliva also drops a lot once you don't eat food. So my mouth is super dry, and because my mouth is dry, there's just not enough saliva to just keep it like lubricate it, and then it starts to smell and it has this odor. Like even my tongue is like coated with like a yellowy paste on parts of it. And there's not really anything I can do about it. It's just something that comes when you start fasting. But then whenever I stop fasting, I know that it'll end away from past experience. So it's this is one of the harder moments right now. Sometimes the mornings are difficult, so I'm just going to persevere, and then everything will be okay later on this afternoon. So after the previous clip I recorded, which was like 3 hours ago, I tried to do some work at my desk, but I literally couldn't do anything at all. My brain was just not focused. So instead, I watched YouTube videos for like an hour and a half, and the thought of doing deep work just did not resonate at all. So I got up, felt a little bit lightheaded, and I came and lay down on the sofa, and I slept for like an hour on the sofa. And I woke up there. I feel much better now, but I still felt a little bit lightheaded. So I went and took some sodium. I took like 3 milligrams of sodium, which is quite a lot actually. And then I just drank a bunch of water, because that's pretty much what you need to cure the lightheadedness. But overall, I feel much better. I just feel like my body is going through a phase where it just needs like so much downtime and so much time to rest. And I think that my body's just healing itself a lot. It's doing a lot of autophagy right now. And I think that just with all the like the dopamine withdrawal, and with all the lack of like stimulation, and just being so deeply fat adapted and so deeply in ketosis, my body just needs a little bit of time to like recover and look after itself. So overall, everything's fine. I feel much better after taking that nap. I'm glad I took it. I was going to force myself to work, but I decided to, just like chill out a little bit. So I'm going to go for a walk now. I don't think I'm going to work just yet. I'm going to go for like a light walk. It's like 10:30 in the morning. I'll go for a light walk, and then I'll come back and I'll reassess, and then I might do some work later on this evening. But overall, very, very good. Like I said earlier on like day 1 or 2, the day 3, 4, and 5 just generally are the hardest. So I know that I'm getting over the hump right now, and once I can just persevere for the next like 24 hours, then it's going to be much easier. So that's my thoughts right now. My brain is just so tired. I'm out for a walk right now, and I've only walked about 15 minutes, but my legs just I don't have any strength in my legs to walk very far, so I have to walk very slow, and I have to like sit down and let my body rest for a few minutes, and also let my mind rest, because my mind is tired. It's very bright outside, and I'm struggling to like just keep my eyes open with how bright everything is. But like I said, this is the hardest part, so I just have to get over today and tomorrow, and then it should get easier. But yeah, it's definitely not easy right now. I'm just so fatigued. I just got back from my walk, so I did. I was so tired during that walk. Like I walked like 10 kilometers in total, but I walked 5 kilometers there and then 5 kilometers back, and I got about like 2.5 kilometers in, and then I just felt so drained. I had to stop and rest during the walk, but once I got to like the 5K point, I sat down and I had a cup of coffee and I felt a little bit better, and I felt perfectly fine on the walk back home, but I just felt so drained on my walk there. But it was just like a period of like real physical and mental fatigue for me. Like you would have saw in the clip previously, like I was sat outside, my eyes were closed, I felt horrible. But then on the way back, I felt like I could have ran a marathon, so I felt much better on the return. So that's me and my roundup for day 4. I'm going to chill out the rest of the evening. Today is day 5. I'm just heading to the gym right now. It's about 9:40 in the morning. But I just want to tell you about my sleep last night. So as I mentioned yesterday, I wasn't going to set an alarm for this morning because I wanted to just see how much sleep I could get. So I went to bed at like 8:30, but I did some reading, and then I went to sleep somewhere between like 9:30 and 10 p.m. last night. But I woke up this morning at like 8:15 or 8:20 a.m. this morning. So I slept for a minimum of 10 hours last night. Somewhere between 10 hours and 10 hours 30 minutes last night, which is absolutely wild. I literally never sleep for that long. Generally I sleep for like 7 to 7.5 hours, but I just felt so tired and fatigued yesterday that I just needed to rest a lot. But I feel really good this morning. Like I woke up naturally this morning without an alarm, and I just felt so refreshed and so clear, and my mind is clear, my body is fine. So I'm going to go and hit a workout now. But yeah, I just want to update you. I just felt so tired yesterday, but that incredibly long sleep helped me a lot. Today is just the end of day 6, and it's like 11 p.m. at night, so I'm very tired. I'm going to go to bed now. But like overall today was like fine. I woke up early. I didn't really do too much today. Like the only thing I would notice for today is that like mentally, I felt very tired mentally, but my body was like 100% fine today. You know, I took my electrolytes and my creatine is normal. I had 1 cup of coffee and I had 1 cup of ginger tea. So I did. So there's like 0 calories in it. But that was pretty much it. Psychologically, I was very tired this morning, but physically I felt fine all day. And then around like 5:30, I went out for a walk, and that was like probably like a 4K walk, 4 kilometer walk maybe. And then I went and like met some friends and had some like conversations with them, but that was pretty much it. Overall, I felt fine today. Really, really good day, and my body is fine. My mind now is wide awake. It just took me like a little while this morning to like get the gears going. So once it got to like 2 or 3 p.m, my brain was fine. But overall, really fine day. Nothing wrong with it today, and I'm just going to head to sleep now, and I'll go to the gym tomorrow, and I will check in for another weigh-in at day 7. So that's it for day 6. Very good day. Not really much to report on today, to be honest, but yeah, very little hunger signals today, which is also very interesting. So my body is like perfectly adapted to being in ketosis. But anyways, that's the day 6 recap of the fast done. Taylor, over and out. Good morning. Today is day 7. It's about 8:15 in the morning. I've took my electrolytes, and I'm on my way to the gym to hit a workout. Still feeling great, still feeling fine. Honestly guys, fasting it's much easier than people think. It's really not that hard. I'm gonna go hit a workout now. Let's see what I weigh in at on day 7. I'm just making my nightly supplement stack, which is creatine monohydrate, potassium citrate, magnesium citrate, and some sodium. That's basically all of your electrolytes that you need, plus some creatine as well. So this is absolutely disgusting to drink. I really hate it. It's just salty water. It tastes horrible, but you just have to get it drunk because it's very beneficial for you. So fasting would be so hard without the electrolytes. So I'm going to just sink it, pinch my nose and drink it. This is the part I hate about fasting because I do this like twice a day and it just sucks, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Oh, it's disgusting. That right there is easily one of the worst parts about fasting, is just the having to like stick through the drinking of salt. It's disgusting. But anyways, it's done now. It's like 30 seconds of discomfort, but it makes the fast so much smoother. So that's the end of day 7. So as I feel really good. So the good thing about this part is that I'm moving on to the second half of the fast, and whenever you move on to the second half of the fast, it starts to get much easier. So it does, and the reason it gets much easier is because I can start counting down the days now rather than counting up, because I'm at like the 50% mark right now. When I wake up tomorrow, I'll be more than 50% done, and at that point then it just starts getting easier in your brain because you're able to like work towards the goal because it's actually in sight. So really looking forward to pushing on. This second week is going to be much better than the first week. The first week is definitely the hardest, so this will be much easier. And as this video is going along, you might actually start noticing that my cheeks are starting to like slim in a little bit. And maybe if you go to the start of this video and then go right to the end and look at my cheeks, you'll notice that by the end of the 14 days, my cheeks are like much more slim, so they are as well. So that's a good way to end this video. I'm very, very tired today, so I didn't sleep well last night. And I went to the gym earlier as well, so I'm going to go hit bed really early tonight and just sleep as long as I need to, and then wake up refreshed tomorrow. Good night. I just finished day 8 of the fast, so today was fine. I did sleep a lot last night. I was so tired last night. I went to bed. I was in bed for like 8 p.m. last night. I was sleeping for maybe like 8:30, and I slept all the way through until about 4:30 a.m., which is generally the time that I would wake up normally. And I was like, I felt fine enough. I could have woke up, but I decided to like let myself go back to sleep. And then I woke up at 8 a.m. So I basically slept for 11 or 11 and a half hours last night, which is obviously a crazy amount of sleep. I don't usually sleep that much. But I felt absolutely fine all day today. Like I've worked, so I've just lived my normal routine, and I felt fine. But the only thing I did notice is today around like 6 p.m. I actually felt hungry. And that's really important because today on day 8 is literally the first time I felt hungry since I think day 4. So that was kind of an interesting signal. I was hungry for maybe like 30 minutes, but on a scale of 1 to 10, I was only like probably like a 4 out of 10 for hunger. Like I wasn't starving. It was like my stomach was like acknowledging and like telling my brain, hey man, we haven't had food in a while. But that was pretty much all it was. You know, it wasn't proper true hunger, but it was quite interesting. Tomorrow I will explain to you a little bit about the psychology of why I'm doing this fast, and about some of like the benefits for me personally. So that will be interesting. So I'm going to go to bed now, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Today is day 9. It's around 8:30 in the morning. I'm heading to the gym. I had a horrible sleep last night. I think because I overslept so much the day before. I slept for like 12 and a half or like 11 and a half hours that night. So I just wasn't tired yesterday. So I went to bed at around midnight and woke up at like 5 a.m. So only slept for 5 hours or so. I had a lot of muscle twitches last night, but that was my fault. I didn't take enough magnesium. So I just had a really bad sleep, and I'm super tired right now, but I'm still going to go to the gym, and I'm still going to go and try and do a little bit of exercise. So very light workout ahead. Another thing that is important is I'm starting to feel cold. So I am. And like, it's a beautiful day. It's a very warm weather we have right now where I live, and I feel cold. So I'm wearing my thermal top, which I usually wear in the winter. Like today is the 26th of May. I've got my thermal trousers on as well because my body, like I've just lost so much weight My body is like trying to adapt to like my new weight, and because of that there, I just feel a little bit more cold naturally. So that's something that's quite interesting with prolonged fasting, because you just lose so much weight so fast. It takes your body a little bit of time to kind of adapt to its new weight, so you naturally just feel a little bit more colder as you're like coming towards the end of a prolonged fast. So I feel quite cold right now. I probably should have brought a jacket, but I'll be okay. So that's a little update, more to follow soon. I just want to take a minute to talk about something that's just really fascinating about doing a prolonged fast like that, and it's the inner power and the confidence that you get to know that you can function almost the same as what you would do normally, but in such a deep and depleted fasted state. Like, I am on day 9 now, and I literally have consumed 0 calories for 9 full days, and I am out walking. I've just been to the gym. I hit a very light workout in. I didn't push myself too hard, and I'm walking around fine. My brain is thinking very, very well. Like, I have full cognition. It's not like I'm walking around and I'm dreary and I'm tired and I'm miserable. It's not like that at all. I feel like a real sense of calm and purity in my mind. And another thing too is that I'm literally not hungry. Isn't that the most incredible part? Like, you would think, people have this idea that whenever you do prolonged fasting, that the hunger levels just keep going up and up and up like that, but they really, really don't. This is why I said earlier on in the fast that day 3 to 5 is the hardest, because generally that is the hardest. That is the period when your body is adapting to not getting any external food, and it's adapting to basically just being in a deep state of ketosis, which is what I am in right now. So my body has adapted, and my body knows that it's not getting any food right now. Like, my body is aware, like, hey dude, we're not getting any food right now, so we're just going to have to buckle up and use the fuel that we already have, which is stored fat. And once you get to that point, then it just becomes easy. Like, I have no doubts I can complete the next 5 days, and that might sound a little bit arrogant or sound like a little bit of hubris, but it's not, because A, this is my 3rd time doing it. I've been through the process and I know what it's like. But even the first time I done a 14-day fast, whenever I was on day 9, I remember it very vividly, I was still confident that I would be able to complete it, because your body just feels so smooth and it feels so natural. And I'm going to go home now and I'm going to fire up my laptop, and I have deep consultative and like high cognitive work that I have to do today, and I know that I'm going to be able to handle it because my body and my brain are firing on a very, very good level. So I just wanted to give you a little update to let you know that if you are considering fasting, it's honestly not miserable at all. The hardest part is to start, like I keep saying, but I really do mean it. The hardest part is just getting off the ground, and my body now doesn't really expect food. Like, I barely think about food anymore, and earlier on in the fast, like, food is constantly at the forefront of your mind, because you eat at the same time. Sometimes you eat with people. You have to cook food, prepare it, you have to clean. Like, all of them habitual things that you do around food is what keeps it at the forefront of your mind at the start of the fast. But whenever you haven't cooked food or prepared food or ate food or, I don't know, flossed your teeth in 9 days, your brain just kind of starts to like forget about all of them things. And that's what's really interesting about it. So it definitely gets easier from a psychological point of view, but I will soon talk to you a little bit about the physical side of things as well. But I just wanted to give you an update on the mind and how the mind works through the fast. I'm very conscious of time here, because I could honestly talk about this subject for probably hours on end, because I love fasting. I've done so many long fasts and short fasts, so I might make this into like a mini series instead of just trying to pile it all into one video. So I think I will go into more detail on all these topics in other videos, but that's just a wee update on how my mind is right now on day 9. Feeling good, feeling strong, and loving life. Just a wee update on day 9. So it's currently like 5 p.m. and I've just had a real wave of like tiredness there now. Like, in the previous clip I was like super energetic and like feeling really good, but I've just been really tired there now. I've also had another hunger wave today, which lasted for about 1 hour, the same way I had a hunger wave yesterday as well. So I think my body is like starting to tell me that like it might need food soon again, because you know whenever a hunger lasts for like an hour, it means that your body's like actually telling you it needs food. But other than that, there, like it's past. Well, it's still here a little bit, but like it's on its way out again. So I know that I'm okay, and I know that I'm going to push forward. But I just wanted to update you that I'm just feeling super drained right now. But it's okay. That's just what it's like fasting. Also, because I barely slept last night as well. So sleep is like definitely the biggest factor. Like just let your body sleep as much as it needs to when you're fasting. That's probably the biggest tip to just having like a smooth fasting experience. But I'll definitely go to bed early tonight. Okay, I am on day 10 of the fast, and it's currently around 8 p.m. at night, so I haven't done any recording today. I feel really good. I feel fine. I had some hunger spikes earlier on around dinner time, and to be honest, they're kind of still lingering here a little bit, but it is what it is. But I'm not that hungry, so I'm just out for a walk. So I am, because I didn't go to the gym today. But in this video, I thought, like in this wee section, I thought I would talk to you about like what it's actually like to lose so much weight so quickly, and what it does psychologically in your mind, especially through the lens of like a gym bro or someone that trains a lot, because I go to the gym quite a lot and I'm in relatively decent shape. I'm not bodybuilder physique, but I look alright, and I want to talk about just seeing all this weight coming off and what it kind of does in your mind, because it's very scary, because I see myself like losing so much weight, and in the back of my mind I'm thinking to myself, am I losing muscle or am I getting weaker? So I want to talk about that. Basically what happens whenever you do prolonged fasting, your body is going to burn it's going to just burn through all the calories, and it's going to burn through all of your subcutaneous fat, but it's also going to remove like water and glycogen from your muscles, and that's basically going to make your muscles look flat in appearance, but they don't actually lose like contractile tissue, so they basically just lose what's inside of them, because most of the time like what your muscles actually contain is they have the contractile tissue, they have water, they have glycogen, and you also have fat around the muscles too. And for every 1 gram of glycogen, there is 4 grams of water weight inside your muscles. So if all of my muscles are depleted of glycogen, then they're also depleted of water. And because I'm burning fat as well, it's just all coming off. So it looks in the mirror as if I've just shrunk. And the way I would describe it is I look flat. I look as if all my muscles just fell off. I look like I haven't been to the gym in like 6 months, which obviously isn't true. But it's really hard psychologically to look at it. But the good thing about it is that I know once I go back to training, and I start refeeding correctly, and I go back to a carnivore diet, and I start eating right and stuff like that there, I know after like 1 or 2 weeks my muscles will like fill up again, because the glycogen and the water will return. But the good thing is that all the fat will stay off it, because that's obviously what I burned through the fast. So you go through this like weird period of being like super like strong and stuff before the fast, and then when you go through the fast, yeah, you burn all the fat, but you also burn glycogen and you burn water, and then you look super deflated. But then once you refeed, the refeed after the fast is just as important as the fast. Once you refeed, then you basically regain all of like your size that you had before, and you'll basically come out of it looking way better, because you won't have any fat on your muscles. So it's just strange psychologically to like go through that process, because when I look in the mirror right now, like I see how shredded I am compared to how I was 2 weeks ago. But then it's scary, because I feel like I've lost muscle, but I haven't lost muscle. So I just thought I would give you a little bit of an update on how that actually works from like a muscle preservation perspective, because it is very, very interesting. So that's an update on that. Another interesting thing to talk about is how your brain starts romanticizing food. And this is so interesting. Basically, during like days 2, 3, 4, and kind of day 5, your brain is like still in its habitual ways of digesting food and eating food. So think about like all the time in the day where you spend like prepping food, you know, eating food, cleaning, going to the grocery store, all the time that you mentally spend actually thinking about food. When am I going to eat? What am I going to eat? How should I cook it? How should I prepare it? Like all of these things, they take up so much mental bandwidth like all day long. You used to spend way more time thinking about food and coffee and drinking than you would ever imagine. So whenever you cut all of that out, your brain basically just goes like blank, because it doesn't have to like think about food. So what your brain starts to do is it starts romanticizing food, and you'll get to this stage where you'll just start dreaming up and like thinking of all these like crazy foods and stuff that you haven't had in a long time, because your body is trying to like get some form of dopamine through thinking about food. Like, I'm not joking. I remember on, I think it was day 7 or day 8 of the fast, I literally had a dream about desserts. I was literally dreaming about all these foods that I wanted to eat, and I remember waking up in the middle of the night thinking to myself, like, I can't ever remember the last time that I dreamt about food. Probably was the last 14-day fast that I did. But I find it so interesting. And like, I was sitting on my sofa the other day and I was reminiscing back to a dessert that I had whenever I was on holiday in Rome like 2 months ago. I went to Rome with my friends and I had this like pistachio ice cream dessert, and I remember like thinking about this here for the first time since I ate it like 2 months ago, because your brain just like starts getting all romantic and idyllic about food, so it does. And you go through this weird phase where you start thinking about how nice food tastes. But it's also really special too, because I am so looking forward to breaking my fast. I'm on day 10 now. Like, I'm doing fine physically, but psychologically, like, I've already thought about the scrambled eggs that I'm going to break it with. I've already thought about the butter I'm going to have. I've already thought about all these things, and I'm just counting down the time now. So your brain really does start romanticizing these foods. But what's also really cool about it is that you don't inherently get hungry. So even though my brain is like psychoanalyzing and thinking about all of these foods, I'm not actually hungry whilst thinking about them. It's just like thoughts that are just in the ether of your brain. They don't really do much or achieve much, but it's just kind of like taking up mental bandwidth. So that's interesting too. So it's like 9:30 at night, and I just went for a walk, but I walked for about 5 kilometers, and I'm just on the return walk home now. So all in total, that'll be a 10-kilometer walk. Bearing in mind, like, I haven't eaten in 10 days. I feel fine. Like, at the start of my walk, like in the 2 clips that I'd recorded just previously before I was like setting off, you would have saw that I was like very energetic and I was like upbeat and stuff like that there. But now I'm much more tired. So even though it was only like a 5-kilometer walk, I do feel much more drained. So I do. So all the energy that I had is definitely gone. So I'm just going to go home now and just go to bed and go to sleep, because I'm really tired now. So that walk like really took it out of me. And it's interesting when you're coming towards the end of your fast and you're trying to figure out, like, you know, can I push on and do the 14 days, or should I stop early, or could I go even further? Your body, like, now my body is starting to give me signals that it's like it wants to end the fast soon. And I believe this is a big part down to my body fat, because I don't really have that much fat left over now after these 14 days are up. I would imagine after these 14 days are up, I'll be somewhere between like 12 and 15% body fat. And if you start going any lower than that, then you start running into some problems. So I think that my body is like slowly starting to tell me like that it's getting to the point where it wants to end the fast soon. So from days like 5 up until now, I've honestly been fine. My body's been burning its own fat stores and I've been okay. But now I'm at a point where I'm starting to get like fatigued easier, and I'm thinking about food more, and my stomach's a little bit hungry, and I just feel like I'm starting to feel a little bit off, you know. But I know that my body can still do the rest of the fast, so I'm not concerned about having to end it early. So I'm going to do it. But it's interesting to know that over the next few days, like, my motivation and discipline for the fast will probably start decreasing, and I'll probably be more lethargic by like day 13 or 14. Who knows? I could be full of energy, but that's just from, like, you know, how I remember it previously, you know, when I'd done them before. You get to this point like where you're, I don't know, like 70% done, And because I'm almost running out of body fat, my body is starting to panic because it's thinking to itself like, okay, we're getting low on our fuel reserves. But if you're approaching a 14-day fast and you're at like 30% body fat, then you could sail through 14 days and not have any issues because you have so much abundant fat to burn, whereas I don't. I'm getting to the lower end of what's like a safe fat limit before my body starts panicking. So that's why I personally feel a little bit off. But we'll just see how the next few days go. So I need to sit here for 5 or 10 minutes and rest a little minute before I can walk home. Today is day 11 and it's 9:10 in the morning. I'm just at the gym here, but I'm just going to enjoy a coffee before I hit my workout. And I feel really tired right now because I went for the walk yesterday and I got home at like 10 p.m. last night, and then I just went straight to bed, and I woke up at like 8 a.m. this morning, so I slept for like probably 9.5 hours last night. But because I just woke up with my gym clothes on and left, I just feel like I'm still drained from the walk last night. Like even just for me to get to the gym, it's like a 2-kilometer walk just to get to the gym, and then I have to work out and walk home again. But I want to talk about like the discipline aspect of fasting, because I would be well within my rights to drink this coffee and walk home again without working out because I'm on day 11. And if I told people that, they wouldn't doubt it or question me because I'm 11 days into a fast. It seems normal to not work out, but I know in my mind that I have the ability to work out, and that's really what is important. It's important for me and for my own mindset, because if I told people I was too fatigued to work out on day 11 of a fast, every single person would look at me and be, yeah, that makes total sense, that's cool, I understand. But internally and who I am as an individual, I can't lie to myself, and I don't want to lie or tell myself that I have an excuse to stop working out whenever I know internally that working out is something that I actually can do. So if I were to go home and not work out, I would feel guilty in myself knowing that I had the ability to push through and work out this morning. And I think that's super important, because whenever you are deep in a fast, it allows you to reveal to yourself like what you value, and it allows you to reveal to yourself like who you are. Because if you're the type of person that makes excuses, and if you're the type of person who only does things whenever the circumstances are 100% perfect, then you'll cop out of a 14-day fast super easy. But if you're the type of person that wants to prove your own resilience to yourself, if you're the type of person that doesn't make excuses, then I'd say you would probably be very good at doing a 14-day fast. So that's just some initial thoughts in terms of like the discipline and the confidence building that comes from fasting. If you can just push on and just treat life like everything's normal, then you'll do okay, and it'll reshape your mind, and it'll reshape what difficulty actually is. Context, I can usually do 60 kilograms on the scales for my incline flies, whereas right now I can only do 30. Like that set I just done, I was struggling really hard to get 8 reps at 30 pounds, which is 50% of the weight I can usually do. So even though I can still do it, my ability to lift heavy is just so down. I can still work out, but I don't have just the sheer raw strength and power that I usually have, which is interesting when you do a prolonged fast. I've just had a really productive day of work. So it is like 7:30 at night on day 11, and I just have one more consultation with a client over Zoom, and then that's me done for the day. But I've worked really hard today, and my brain's been fine. I felt fine. I've been like less tired today than I have been yesterday or the day before. So fast is still going strong. I'm just so excited to wake up tomorrow, because I'm going to wake up tomorrow and the first thought that's going to enter my brain is that I've only got 2 days left. So I'm at a point now where I can like really start counting the days down, and I am so excited. Today it's Thursday, by the way. I'm breaking the fast on Sunday, so I'm just counting down to the weekend, and I can just break this fast. But I'm still going strong. My body's still fine, but mentally my brain's like, come on Taylor, let's just push through this. So it's going okay, but I just got to finish strong and keep going. But yeah, body is good, mind is good. If you want, you can do a hand sketch of how you want the inside to look, but to be quite honest, I think I already know what it is we're going for, so you don't.
Yeah.
Day 12. I am literally counting down the hours now. I am 2 days away from breaking that fast. It seems so far away, but it also seems so close at the same time. Because I've done 12 days, like 2 days just seems like that. So hopefully it goes really fast. I had a horrible sleep last night, like a really horrible sleep. I was so energetic in the gym yesterday, I felt great. And then whenever it came to going to sleep, I just wasn't tired whatsoever. Like I went to bed and I was in bed for like 9 p.m. and I literally didn't sleep until like 1:30 a.m. I was tossing and turning, and then I watched a bit of YouTube, and then I done some reading, but I just could not get to sleep. And then I woke up naturally at like 7:30 a.m. So I only slept for like 6 hours last night. 6 hours isn't the worst thing in the world, but whenever you're fasted, you need to be getting like as much sleep as possible. And I just feel like I'm a little bit drained today, so my brain's slow. But one thing that's really noticeable right now is the hunger pains. Like I am like having real bad hunger pains at the minute. Like last night I was lying in bed. That's probably the main reason I couldn't sleep, actually, now I think about it, is the hunger pains. Like I was lying in bed for probably about an hour and a half, literally just thinking about food. I'm not joking. I was thinking about all the delicacies, all the meat, and all of the just different types of food that I can't wait to eat again when I break this fast. I was even thinking about foods that I haven't eaten in years, like lasagna and like spaghetti bolognese. Like I haven't had them foods in years, but I'm lying there in bed at night on like night 11 romanticizing about spaghetti bolognese, and I barely even like it, and I haven't ate it in years. But yeah, I'm just getting super hungry now. I think my body is starting to tell me that it's ready to finish, so it is. So I'm going to finish strong. 2 more days, piece of cake. Oh, I say that, I shouldn't say that. I meant it's going to be really easy, so we'll just see how I get on. I'm not going to the gym today, so I'm just going to go for a walk, and yeah, I'll check in with you later. So I just finished recording that last clip where I talked about, you know, how I couldn't sleep last night and I was lying in bed thinking about food. And as I was walking away, I had a thought that I wanted to talk to you about, which is in regards to like how do I have like the discipline and the ability to just power through that despite lying in bed and being uncomfortable because I'm so hungry. And the reason for that is because psychologically I had already prepared in my mind that I was going to do a 14-day fast before I actually started the fast. And because of that there, my mind had psychologically locked in, okay Taylor, we are not eating for the next 2 weeks. And my body started to regulate and my mind started to prepare for that ahead of time, which allowed me to basically buffer for and account for these spells of severe hunger. Whereas if you go into a fast and you don't have a set number of days in mind that you want to achieve, and you just start fasting and you think to yourself, I'm going to see how long I can go. If you start going through it with that approach, then whenever you get to those periods of severe hunger, then you're going to cave straight away and you're going to just break the fast. So the key thing is to know and have a deadline and a goal of how many days that you want to do ahead of actually doing the fast before you get into it. That's the key thing. So it is. And if I wasn't fasting, and let's say I was just eating like 2 meals a day the way I usually do, and then I was lying in bed with that level of hunger, I probably would have got back up out of bed and went and ate something because it was so uncomfortable. So my point is that if you don't plan for that there and you have severe hunger, then you can't really like fight it. You just have to go and like fall into the flesh and fall into the urges to go and eat. But if you plan ahead and you know how long you're going to fast for and you prepare for having them bouts of hunger, it makes it so easy to just power through and do it. So I mean, it's not easy. That's not actually true. It was actually quite difficult, to be honest. But I mean that in my mind, at no point did I ever debate, should I go and eat food, should I break the fast? Like, all of those questions of doubt didn't come into my mind. All that was in my mind was just letting the hunger signals pass. And if that's your approach and you just want to let the hunger signals pass, then it's going to be much easier because you've already locked in psychologically to the number of days you want to do. So I just thought I would take a minute or two to actually explain how it is that I'm able to bypass all of them real genuine hunger signals. And I can tell you, day 11 and 12 into a fast, boy, them hunger signals are strong. So that is how you do that. It is 8 p.m. on the 12th night. I'm really starting to count down the hours now. I feel like a child at Christmas because in my mind I'm like 2 more sleeps, and I was just thinking to myself there now, like whenever I wake up tomorrow morning, it's only going to be 1 more sleep until I can eat again. And it just gave me like such a throwback to like being a child, like waiting for Christmas to come. And you know, you would get like your like advent calendar and you would eat like one of the wee chocolates for every day, and you would count down like how many days it was until Santa was coming. I feel the exact same way. I'm so excited. I never thought I would be excited for food. Like just this level of sheer excitement in my brain for food. I can't wait. But anyways, I wanted to record a little video because something very interesting happened today. I have a friend who wanted to do a push-up competition with myself, and probably against my better judgment, I agreed to do this. So earlier on today, we had our push-up competition, and I managed to do 31 push-ups. And unfortunately, I lost. My friend on 36 push-ups, but the last 5 reps that he done were half reps, but don't tell him I said that. And anyways, I just wanted to reflect on that because I am 12 days into a fast and I haven't ate any food for 12 days. And to have the ability to drop down with no preparation, no warm-up, no nothing, and literally just do 31 straight clean reps of push-ups is actually genuinely impressive. Not like in the sense to toot my own horn, but I mean it from the perspective of energy preservation and like just raw strength and power. Because generally I didn't expect I would actually get that many. Obviously if I was in a fed state, that would be different, but just to be able to do that on a whim 12 days into a fast, I was really impressed with that there. So that kind of tells me that my muscle mass and my muscle preservation are still going strong. And the reason that I couldn't do more was because towards the last 5 reps, I just got zapped so fast. So my strength level was good at the start, really good. I had really good fast speed at the start. But the minute that I started to feel fatigued, my body just gave in. It was like my mind had a limiter on itself, and it said, Taylor, we will not allow you to do any more. I actually think I probably could have done a few more, but my body and my brain just shut that out straight away to protect myself. But it was quite nice actually to be able to push myself and still do 31 push-ups 12 days into a fast. So even though I lost the competition, I just thought I would share that with you because it's still a very good indication of energy and strength levels this deep into a fast. I just weighed in there as you saw on day 13, so that's currently my weight right now. I am honestly just counting down the hours now. I've got about 24 hours left at this point, and I just finished like a super light workout again. I'm going to go home now and rest. I have like an event tonight with some friends, but other than that there, I'm just going to see out this fast strong. I had breakfast with a friend this morning, and well, sorry, let me rephrase that. I had a black coffee with a friend this morning whilst he ate breakfast, and it's really interesting to sit there and watch someone eat food whenever you haven't ate in 13 days whilst you're sat across the table from them. And I'll be completely honest, and this is the absolute truth, I wasn't hungry watching him eat. I genuinely wasn't. I wasn't drooling over the food. He had eggs and bacon, which is honestly like a carnivore meal anyway. I wasn't drooling over the food. I wasn't romanticizing it. I clocked it in my brain, but I didn't have to force it out of my brain. Naturally, I just wasn't thinking about it all that much, which is so fascinating to think about. But he sat and ate that, and I just had a coffee and we chatted. But it was just interesting to think that you can be 13 days without food and be presented with food in front of you. But as long as you're psychologically locked in, and as long as you know that you've only got a day left, your body and mind can push through. I promise you, if you're interested in fasting, it's all a mind game. It's not a physical game. Obviously, there's a disclaimer to that there. I'm not responsible for anyone's health. I'm talking in generalized terms here. But as a general rule of thumb, it's mostly a mental game rather than a physical game. Day 14. The final day. The last hurdle. It is Sunday, the 31st of May. And I am counting down the hours. It is currently 20 to 8 in the morning time. So I'm going to break the fast at 1 p.m. today. I just left all of the meat out from my freezer, so it's all defrosting right now, which is super exciting. It's a really weird feeling to open your fridge and freezer for the first time in 2 weeks. I don't know, it's just strange. But I'm going to go to the gym now and weigh myself to see what my day 14 final end of fast weight is. I'm not actually going to work out today though, because I'm going to go on a hike instead. So I'm just going to go on a hike and go for a nice walk, and then I'm going to come back and have coffee with a friend, and then I'm going to go home and break the fast. So that's the plan for today, just some light walking, nothing too strenuous, but I want to go and see what my fasting weight is for the end of the 14-day period. So let's go, let's finish strong. As you would have saw, my final weigh-in was 70.2 kilograms. So my starting weight 14 days ago was 76.3 kilograms, which was 168.2 pounds. And then my final weigh-in was 70.2 kilograms, which was 154.7 pounds. So I basically lost just over 6 kilograms of weight, and what's that, about 13 and a half, just under 14 pounds as well. So super good, super productive fast. Now obviously not all of that's actual fat, but I'll talk a little bit about that in more detail. In the meantime, the hill that I'm going to walk up is this. It doesn't look very steep, but it's steep enough, and it's like a 45-minute walk, so I'll get some last minute light exercise in just to round out the fast. So just a quick update. I'm about a third of the way up the hill, and I seriously regret doing this now. I'm really struggling, but I think I'll be okay. I'm going to push on one step at a time. I think I can do it, so we'll see how it goes. But man, it's a little bit harder than I remember it being from a fed state, but it is what it is. We'll keep going, no weakness. Oh my goodness, now I've got 2 donkeys in my way. What the f do I do here? How do I get past these things? I need to tell you about Constantine, but let me get past these horses first. I finally made it to the top of this hill. That was such a trek. So that guy that I met, he was literally just carrying a suitcase of tools up this hill. He's a mechanic, and there's a house in a village nearby that he wanted to go and do some work in. So I basically helped him carry his suitcase halfway up this hill. So there's like a bunch of tools and stuff inside it. But that made my life a little bit harder. But you know, he was 77 years of age, so I wanted to help him out where I could. Anyways, I'm up at the top of the hill now, so I've made it to the top, and this is like a nice wee moment to just commemorate the end of the fast. So it is, because I feel like that's a good level of output for so early in the morning on the last day of a 14-day fast. So I'm going to sit up here. I have my bottle of water and my Bible, and I'm going to sit up here, read a little bit of scripture, and then head back down and start preparing to break this fast. One more. 30 push-ups, 14 days into a water fast. So I'm getting ready to finally break this fast, and this is what I'm having. 2 scrambled eggs and a bit of a steak. Now, I actually don't think I'll eat all this. In my past experience, this is like actually far too much for me to eat. So I probably won't even eat half of this here, but I'm cooking it all anyway. I'm so excited, so it's nearly ready. Okay, here we are. It's been 14 days, and I'm sat here with my first meal. I am so excited for this here. The smell of it is incredible. Even just cooking it was amazing. Just putting the frying pan on, putting butter in the pan, cracking eggs, just the whole process. It was just... it just rewired circuits in my brain that basically just have been dormant for 2 weeks. So I'm so excited for this. It just looks so good. It's so good. I don't have any words. It's just so amazing. I have nothing to say other than it's just sheer amazing. So good. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I literally have no words. I don't even know what to say at this point. It's just... oh my god. I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful for food. Honestly, but you know what's crazy, right? Now you may be wondering, like, why am I not devouring this and why am I not eating this as fast as I can? Because first of all, like, I've just had 2 bites. That's literally it. I want to give my body a minute to basically just like realize that it's actually digesting food again. So I'm going to eat this so slowly. But also, and I'm being completely truthful here, like, I honestly could have done longer, like during this fast. Like, see, towards the end, I was actually debating extending it. Like this morning, whenever I was like at the top of that hill, like I done 30 push-ups. That's not bad going. I done 30 push-ups 14 days into a fast, and I didn't feel hungry. Like I felt fine. My body was fine. My mind was fine. So part of me was thinking to myself, well, like, why don't I just keep going and see how long I can do? But I am running a half marathon in 8 weeks from now, and I don't want to like overdo the fast. I want to get back into training again, so I can start working on my endurance training and I can start running again in anticipation of this half marathon, which is 21 kilometers or 12.5 miles. So I wanted to get back to eating again, but I'm not joking. I genuinely could have fasted for longer. Like my mind was fine, my body was fine, but I wanted to pull an end to it, so I did. But I'm going to eat this very, very slowly. I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to come back and update you in, I don't know, maybe later on this evening or at some point later on to let you know how I'm getting on. But I'm going to enjoy this so much. I'm going to reflect a little bit on how I feel now. I broke the fast around 2 days ago, and I've had obviously some food and stuff, so I want to just reflect on how the fast went and where I'm at right now. So my first meal that you saw in the previous clip was about 300 calories. I didn't eat it all. I ate one scrambled egg and half of the steak, so it was all in about 300 calories. I ate like 4 or 5 hours later, and that was again one scrambled egg and a little bit of meat. That was probably about 400 or 500 calories. And then the next day, which was Monday, which was yesterday, I ate a little bit of egg and a little bit of beef for my breakfast, which was probably around 500 calories as well. And then I ate lunch, which was literally about 200 or 300 calories, again more steak. And then for my dinner I had a bit more, and that was probably around 600 or 700 calories. I also had a few teaspoons of honey yesterday as well, so I had like some minor carbohydrates, but it was just honey. And then I just ate there now as well, and I had basically the same thing. That's pretty much all I eat anyway, so I had like an egg and some meat and a little bit of honey, and that was like probably about 800 calories just there now. I ate 500 calories there now, and then I had the rest for half an hour, and then I ate the other 300 calories. So I still can't eat like a lot of food in one go, but I'm gradually increasing the amount of calories that I'm eating per day. So I'm still in a deficit. You know, even 2 or 3 days post the end of the fast, you're still in a caloric deficit. So you are, but you're just kind of like gradually building yourself up. Anyways, so that's what my eating pattern has been like. But like, I've been thinking about how do I feel, what's my relationship with food like now, and how do I feel whenever I'm cooking or eating. And I'll be honest, I feel quite deflated because I don't feel like I pushed myself hard enough. And that might seem crazy, but I've done 2 14-day fasts before, and I remember at the end of them 2 14-day fasts how hungry I was and how excited I was about eating. But see, this fast, I didn't feel that. Like whenever I was getting ready to cook and prepare my food, it wasn't like a big deal. It just felt so habitual. I didn't feel like, oh, I'm so excited to break my fast. It just felt like, oh, I'm gonna make food, which is so strange because I literally hadn't ate in 2 weeks. So I didn't get that like massive immediate satisfaction. Obviously in the previous clip, whenever I ate, I was overjoyed and stuff like that there, but that quickly diminished. And see now, food just feels like food again. So all the romanticizing I done about food during the fast is gone now, and it's just like food again. And I think the reason for that is because at the end of my previous 2 fasts, it was a challenge for me, but the end of this fast, it wasn't a challenge. I done like a 10 or a 12 kilometer hike on Sunday morning before I broke my fast, and I was just chilling out. I had coffee, I was walking around town, so there was like no indication that my body or mind needed to end the fast. So because I finished the fast strong, my brain kind of was thinking to itself, well, like, how much longer could I have went? So I think that I could have went another week, if I'm being completely honest. I definitely could have done another 3 or 4 days minimum. I could still be fasting right now. I could have done another 3 or 4 days, and I would say that I didn't, like, physically or mentally push myself hard enough, because I just didn't get that dependence on food whenever I ended it. I felt like I was still in control, and I wasn't ending the fast out of necessity. I was ending it just because I hit a time frame that I'd predetermined, which kind of sucks. Anyways, it's still a great accomplishment. I'm still proud of myself for doing it, but I just feel like the way that my brain is wired is I am wired to push my limits, and if I end something prematurely and I don't feel like I've pushed myself hard enough, then it feels like a defeat. That's going to sound crazy if you're watching this, but I feel like a little bit of a defeatist because I ended it whenever I knew I could have pushed on and done another 4 or 5 days minimum. So that kind of sucks. But I have a half marathon that I need to start training for. That is in about 2 months' time. It's actually in 7 weeks' time. So ending it was the right decision for my long-term health goals, because I'm going to go on a run tomorrow morning. My run tomorrow will be like a 10 or 12k run tomorrow. And that'll be the first actual long distance run that I've done in probably over like a month, maybe like a month and a half. So I'm interested to get back into running again so that I can prepare for my half marathon. But I just thought I would give you a wee update. You know, it's nice to be eating food again, but I don't feel like this euphoric feeling anymore as what I did. Now, if you're going to do a 14-day fast, you will feel it, because I felt it the first 2 times I've done it. But it's just because this is my 3rd 14-day fast. I know the process and I know how it all goes. Then I just feel like, okay, Taylor, are you going to just keep doing 14 days, or are you eventually going to push further? So I don't know when I'll do a long fast again. It could be next year, or I might not do it for 3 or 4 years. Who knows when the next one will be. But for the next one, I will probably push myself to 3 weeks and do a 21-day fast. Now, I have no intentions of doing that anytime soon, but it's just food for thought, I guess, as they say. But that's just a wee update. I don't want to ramble on too much. That's how I feel coming off the fast. In terms of my energy levels are fine. I've slept really, really, really good. That the 2 biggest differences I've noticed coming off the fast, number 1 is I've just slept like a baby. I've slept so good. On that Sunday night when I broke the fast, I literally slept for like 10 hours, and it was such a deep restorative sleep, which was amazing. Another great benefit is that my mouth is no longer dry. That's one of the hardest things psychologically about the fast, is just having like a dry mouth for 14 days straight with like basically no saliva. It sucks. It's so bad. It's difficult to talk. You're always drinking water. But now that I've ate again, my mouth is like restored and it's got all of its saliva back again, and that's a super nice benefit to have back. So I'm really glad about that. I'm really glad about my sleep. My energy levels and my focus for my work are actually a little bit deeper as well, which is really good to see. So my focus levels are a little bit stronger again, but overall I feel fine. Like I feel perfectly healthy. I don't feel like drained. I don't feel like I've just sucked the life out of myself by fasting for 2 weeks. I feel like I've got a bunch of energy, and like I said, I'm getting up at 5 a.m. to want to run tomorrow morning. So there's obviously something that I'm doing right. So we're probably coming towards the end of this video. I might do one or two more short clips for you in a couple of days, and I'll update you then on how I'm feeling. But I just wanted to reflect a little bit on where I'm at right now. So that is the 2 days refeeding update. I haven't weighed myself yet, but I would imagine that I'm probably around, I don't know, 70.8 or 71 kilos, but I'm not sure yet. Good morning. Today is Sunday, so this is probably going to be the last clip for this video that I'll shoot later on today. I'm just heading to the gym now, and I'm going to do my final post-fast weigh-in after 1 week to see where I'm at, and then I will give you some commentary when I go home, explain like how this week has been, what it's been like eating food again, and I'll just walk you through it. But I'm just heading now to the gym, and I will catch you later on to where I round out the video and give you my final thoughts. Okay, so just to round out this video and this entire fast, let's just recap on everything. So my starting weight was 76.3 kilograms, and I finished the fast at 70.2 kilograms, which is a drop of 6.1 kilograms. And then my refeed weight after 1 week was 71.7 kilograms. So my actual entire fat loss was about 4.6 kilograms, which is actually wild. So it is, which is approximately like 10 or 11 pounds. So it is, for those that use imperial metrics. But you'll notice that I jumped from 70.2 to 71.7, so I went up like 1.5 kilograms inside a week post fast. Now basically what that 1.5 kilograms consists of is a lot of that's like water. Whenever you eat food, water is stored in your muscles. A lot of it's glycogen as well. For every 1 gram of glycogen, you store 4 grams of water. So just by naturally eating, and even eating like some small carbohydrates, my muscles now store some glycogen, which pulls water into them as well. So a lot of it's like glycogen, water, and also some of it's just like digestive bulk, like more enzymes in my stomach and stuff like that there, and just food in my stomach. And my muscle fullness is starting to return a little bit more. So actually that is more of an accurate reading of what I weigh now. So it's like 1 week post fast, because my body is back to normal again. So that's really good. So all in, like I said, I'm down about 4.6 kilograms or 10 or 11 pounds, which is a lot of weight to lose in 2 weeks. So doing a prolonged fast is exceptionally good for dropping excess body fat. Now, I definitely could have done longer. Like, you know, I still have fat. I would say I'm probably sitting at around 15% body fat right now. So I still have thousands upon thousands of calories still available, like maybe like 7 or 8 or 9, 10 kilograms. So from that perspective, like, I have loads of room and leeway to keep fasting longer. But I mean, I think one of the biggest surprises for me was like all of the romanticizing that I'd done for food during the fast. Like, I was expecting, you know, to eat again and it to be like this amazing thing, but it really wasn't. See, after like 5 or 6 days, it just felt like back to business, you know. I'm eating my dinner, I'm not really consciously thinking about how amazing the food is. I'm just eating. So my point is like, you overthink and romanticize food during a fast because your brain is just so deprived of dopamine, and then whenever you do start eating again, like, everything just returns to normal. And one thing that is interesting is that time slows down when you do a prolonged fast. It actually really slows down, because the concept of 2 weeks, if you know that you're locked into a 14-day fast, your brain processes a 2 week time frame as an incredibly long period of time, even just through your daily activities like walking, going to the gym, working, like just going through the motions that you would normally go through. 2 weeks feels like such a elongated period of time. And see now, like, I've been refeeding for a week and a half now, and like, the thought of 2 weeks as a time block feels very short now. 2 weeks feels fast again. So my point is like, whenever you go to a prolonged fast, your actual perception of time slows down, which is really, really interesting, because your body is like so fixated on when am I getting food, when am I getting food, when am I getting food, and then whenever you go back into your rhythm again, then your time span your perception of time just goes back to normal again, which is quite interesting. Another thing that I want to talk about is that 2 days after refeeding, so about 48 hours after refeeding, I went for a run, which is the first time I've ran in almost a year, because I have started training and preparing for a half marathon that I am running in 6 weeks from now. So after finishing my fast, I basically have like this 7-week period to prepare for this half marathon, and I done my first run 2 days after refeeding. Now, please bearing in mind, 2 days of refeeding is not a lot of time. Like, I had I can't remember the exact number of calories I had in the first day and second day, but it's not a lot. So my body basically isn't back to its best, and I ran 4 kilometers and then I rested for 20 minutes and then I ran another 4 kilometers. So I managed to basically run 8 kilometers 2 days back into my refeed, which is, dare I say it, that's an incredible feat. So it is. So I guess I'm not saying that to be boastful, but the reason I'm telling you that there is because people have this perception that if you fast for a prolonged period of time that your body's going to shut down and that you won't be able to function. But I promise you that's not what happens. As long as you get your sleep right, and as long as you take electrolytes, and as long as you're generally just not like stupid about how your approach is, your body will function fine. Your body will function fine. Like 2 days back into refeeding again, and I was able to run 8 kilometers. Like, that's pretty impressive, and I haven't ran for like 12 months. So with all of this context in mind, I hope this video and watching my progression over the last three and a half weeks has been interesting. I don't know how long this video is going to be, probably nearly like an hour long. I hope that it's give you some context into fasting. Again, I am not a doctor, so this is my personal reflections and this is my personal journey. If I do recommend that you do a 14-day fast, I recommend that everyone, I think that everyone should try it. As long as you are healthy enough to do so. And as a disclaimer, I'm not responsible for any mistakes anyone makes during their fasting period. However, if you like this video, please leave a comment on it, or like it, or share it with anyone that is interested in doing a fast. I don't really know what this YouTube channel is. I'm just going to record my life and record certain highlights of things I'm doing, like work-related stuff or fitness stuff or nutrition. Anything that I deem worthy to put into a video is basically just what this channel is going to be. So also a lot of faith related stuff too. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you enjoyed sticking around for my fast. If you have any questions about fasting, drop them in the comments and I'll do my best to respond to them. Thank you so much for watching this video. Taylor Glass over and out.